Detective Clara Voss had seen her share of brutal crimes, but nothing prepared her for the eerie precision of the murders now gripping the city. The first victim was found in a botanical lab. His body contorted unnaturally, with strange, vine-like growths sprouting from his skin. The coroner's report was baffling. The plants seemed to have grown internally, as if his body had been turned into fertile soil overnight. The lab's records revealed the victim, Dr. Alan Greaves, had been working on experimental genetically modified organisms, GMOs, designed to rapidly repair damaged ecosystems. His team claimed ignorance of any connection to his death, but their nervous glances told Clara there was more to the story. The second victim, a tech entrepreneur funding Greaves's research, was found days later in his high-rise apartment. His death was equally strange. His body had hardened into a brittle, bark-like texture, as if he had fused with wood. Nearby, Clara found a discarded syringe with traces of an unknown substance. It was sent to the lab, but the analysis was inconclusive, only confirming it was bioengineered. Clara's investigation led her to Biovast Industries, a cutting-edge biotech company sponsoring Greaves's work. The company's CEO, Helena Stokes, was a charismatic visionary whose public persona exuded philanthropy. Yet something about her rehearsed responses and evasive answers during their meeting set Clara on edge. Stokes emphasized Biovast's commitment to saving the planet, but deflected every question about the deaths. In a stroke of luck, Clara uncovered an internal whistleblower. An overworked junior scientist named Elliot Crane. Nervously chain-smoking, Elliot confessed to Clara that Greaves's project had been tampered with. "They pushed us to cut corners," he whispered, glancing over his shoulder. "Helena's obsessed with results. She doesn't care about the risks." Elliot provided Clara with a copy of confidential project notes, which described a secret offshoot of the GMO program called Project Eden. Unlike the publicized research, this project aimed to create organisms capable of altering human biology, ostensibly for medical breakthroughs, but with chilling potential for misuse. Clara realized she was in over her head, delving into a world where science blurred into playing God. As Clara pieced together the puzzle, she noticed a pattern. The victims were all connected to Project Eden, either directly or through financial ties. Each had died in a manner grotesquely related to the altered organisms they had helped create. It seemed someone was exacting a twisted form of justice, or revenge. Her suspicions grew darker when Elliot's body was found in his apartment, his death marked by bizarre fungal growths erupting from his chest. A note, written in trembling hand, read, "I tried to warn you." Clara's only lead was the name, Lily, scrawled at the bottom of the page. The name led her to a former Biovast employee, Lily Tran, a brilliant bioengineer who had mysteriously vanished months earlier. Clara's search uncovered rumors that Lily had been fired after a dispute with Helena Stokes over ethical concerns. A visit to Lily's old apartment revealed a makeshift lab in the basement. Here, Clara found vials of genetic material and a notebook filled with coded entries. The entries hinted at a vendetta, but Lily herself was nowhere to be found. As Clara's investigation deepened, she began to feel hunted. Her apartment was broken into, her files rifled through, though nothing was stolen. A shadowy figure trailed her through the streets, disappearing before she could confront them. Her phone buzzed with cryptic messages, "Drop it, or you'll be next." A breakthrough came when Clara decoded Lily's notebook. It contained a map leading to an abandoned greenhouse on the city's outskirts. There, Clara found Lily, gaunt and paranoid but alive. Lily confessed she had engineered the deadly organisms, but only after Biovast had pushed her beyond ethical boundaries. "I tried to warn them," Lily said, her voice shaking. "This wasn't what I wanted." They turned my work into weapons. Lily revealed that Helena had stolen her research to create bioengineered assassins, capable of targeting individuals based on their unique DNA. The deaths weren't accidents or acts of revenge, they were test runs. Before Clara could press for more details, the greenhouse was attacked. Smoke grenades filled the air, and masked operatives stormed in. Clara and Lily barely escaped, fleeing into the night with a hard drive containing the last of Lily's data. Helena's reach was more extensive than Clara had imagined, with mercenaries willing to kill to protect her secrets. With the hard drive decrypted, Clara discovered chilling evidence that Project Eden's true purpose was far more sinister: population control. The organisms were designed to selectively target specific genetic markers, wiping out entire groups under the guise of natural disasters or pandemics. Helena planned to sell this technology to the highest bidder, regardless of the catastrophic consequences. Clara knew she needed to expose Biovast, but Helena was untouchable. With powerful allies in politics and law enforcement. Desperate, Clara leaked the information to an investigative journalist she trusted, hoping public outrage would force action. But the next day, the journalist was found dead in a staged car accident. Helena's voice came through Clara's phone that night. "You should have walked away. You can still save yourself." Clara realized she was out of options. The only way to stop Helena was to confront her directly. Armed with Lily's evidence, Clara infiltrated Biovast's headquarters, sneaking into the lab where Project Eden's organisms were stored. She planned to destroy the samples, but Helena was waiting for her. "You're clever, detective," Helena said, "but predictable." A tense confrontation ensued, with Helena revealing her justification: "Humanity is a plague. I'm giving the world a cure." Clara's pleas for reason fell on deaf ears. In the chaos, Lily appeared, having followed Clara. Together, they overpowered Helena and set the lab ablaze, destroying the organisms. Helena was arrested, but her lawyers ensured she faced minimal consequences. Her legal team, led by the ruthless and brilliant defense attorney Marcus Wren, mounted a near impenetrable defense. Wren argued that there was no direct evidence linking Helena to the murders, painting Clara's claims as conjecture fueled by circumstantial evidence. He leveraged the ambiguous nature of biotech laws, emphasizing that the science itself was too complex for a jury to fully understand. Wren also painted Helena as a victim of rogue elements within Biovast, shifting the blame to low-level employees who were conveniently deceased, like Elliot Crane. He presented forged emails and fabricated records to suggest that Helena had been trying to shut down Project Eden when things spiraled out of control. Wren's oratory skills and Helena's carefully curated philanthropic image sowed doubt in the court. The prosecution's case was further weakened when key pieces of evidence mysteriously disappeared from the evidence locker. Wren capitalized on this, accusing the police of mishandling the investigation and violating Helena's rights. Clara's credibility was called into question as Wren scrutinized her aggressive methods, portraying her as a rogue cop with a vendetta. Despite Clara's persistence, Helena walked away with a reduced sentence, her conviction limited to minor regulatory infractions. Biovast continued operations under a new guise, with Helena's influence lurking in the shadows. Lily disappeared again, leaving Clara a note: "Some battles can't be won outright. Keep fighting." Though the immediate threat was neutralized, Clara knew the war was far from over. The world of bioengineering held boundless promise but also harbored dangers beyond comprehension. As she stared at the city skyline, Clara resolved to remain vigilant, ready for the next shadow to emerge.